Dang, y'all came up in here quick. Quick, 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 quick. I said, let me come up in here and make a video before these people forget who I am. So, Phyllis is here. KK. K is a member. Shamar is here. To thine own self be true. Peace and blessings. Chester the Zester. Chester said, "Oh, I see the improvements, Auntie. I like the mic. Yes. Auntie is trying to get it together." Lady Hathor is here. So I just wanted to talk about a few things that is going on right now in the news. Since we all still on our Black Lives Matter situation, I thought I'd talk about what 50 Cent had to say today about black women. Now, we all know that 50 Cent is a problem um, child. And I call him a child because I can't refer to him as a man. So he's a problem child. 50 Cent don't even, oh Lord, 50 Cent don't even like the child that the first child that he brought into um, the world. So we know that he has a problem with um, black women also. So he was on a show with what's that little weird rapper? I don't even care. Um, he was on a podcast, I guess, with him, and he made a statement about black women being jealous of, I guess, non-black women, because who is really considered exotic? Is Brazilian women considered it? Like what is exotic looking? So he basically said that black women were jealous of exotic looking women. And, why would he want somebody that he can get from the block, just a normal, everyday looking black woman, when he can get a woman that looks like they came over here on a boat? Like, does he really realize what I want to know is, does he really realize how ignorant he sounds? Like, you sound so stupid. Like, that is so ignorant. Like, I could get somebody that came here on a boat. A lot of people, the slaves came here on a boat. Cambodians came here on boat. Haitians came here on boats. A lot of people came here by boat. A lot of people came in through the New York harbor on boats to get to the US. So I'm trying to figure out, like, what is he considering exotic? Is it Brazilian women? Is it Blasian women? Which women are exotic? Just like non-black women are exotic? Like, what is exotic? And what difference does it make, really, in the grand scheme of things? What difference does it make where the woman comes from? And I don't have a problem with, why do black men think that we care who they sleeping with? Why does anybody? Because I noticed that gay men think we care about who they sleeping with also. Like, gay men are out here on that same tip. Black women are jealous of us because we getting all the men. Like, what? Do you realize that black women we have a life. We out here trying to take care of our kids, take care of our families, raise our families, cook, clean, do podcasts, do our side hustle. We don't have the time to be worried about who 50 Cent is sleeping with. Like, I could care less. I have my own husband. I don't care who 50 Cent is sleeping with. I don't care who Will Smith is sleeping. I don't care who any of these people are sleeping with. When I look at celebrities and, I see celebrity couples or, like the Will and Jada Smith situation, if I talk about them, it's not that I care, it's that they're in the news. They're someone to talk about. Because I don't care who they sleeping with. The only person that I care who they're sleeping with is the person that I'm sleeping with. Now, I'll talk about you because it's newsworthy, it's in the news, it's on Twitter, you're trending, it's on YouTube, people are talking about you. So I will then talk about you. But about me caring about who you sleep with, I could care less. You could sleep with a teddy bear for all I care. So 50 Cent, no one cares, sweet. For one thing, no one wants you. The only reason why these exotic, so called exotic women want you is because you have money. If you didn't have money, you would be just like any other random black guy on the block. You just happened, your rapping just happened to make you rich. And if it hadn't, no one would want you. You would just be a regular dude. I mean, that's what you would be getting. You would be getting the girls on the block because these exotic, so called exotic women wouldn't want you. They only want you because you have money. You think we care? You don't take care of your own child. You have disrespected your own child, the child that you brought into this world. You have disrespected. You have said things like you don't care if something happens to that child. You have been on the internet disrespecting a child that you brought into this world. And you think that black women care about you. No one cares. Ugmo. No one. No one cares about you. No one is jealous. No one is hating. No one is doing anything. And I think the only reason why black women say anything about these type situations is to let you ignorant men know that we don't care. You can date whoever you want to date. Just don't put me down in the process. You don't have to say I'm a hater or I'm ugly or it's nothing beautiful about me because you decide to date what you feel is exotic. That goes all the way back to slave mentality. Of course, black men were attracted to white women because it was something that they could not normally have. And there were white women that would sneak off and be with black men because they were attracted to black men. But the black woman has always been looked at as a prize. So now you have thrown like Brazilian, and I'm just assuming mixed women, racially ambiguous women in that pot also as exotic. I guess that's what exotic is, like racially ambiguous. You're not really sure what race, the woman is. Light skin, what y'all some of y'all consider good hair. We all have good hair. My hair is good. My hair is all the way down to my butt. My hair is fantastic. Now it ain't straight, but it's good hair. Growing out of my scalp all the way down to my butt. Okay. By now, it would probably be to the back of my knees had I not cut it. So my hair is good hair. Black men. So I just wish somebody would go around there and tell 50 Cent that we don't give a damn. We don't care. Because we don't want you anyway. You not one of the men that we want. So it don't matter what you think, do, say, none of that. Because you've already proven that you're a colorist and you have problems with your own child. Anybody that have problems with the person that they brought into this world, it's obviously something wrong with you. And we don't want you. So you ain't got to worry about black women being mad at you because you with an exotic woman, because we don't want you, boo boo. You the one we don't want. Now I could see if it was Obama or somebody like that getting on here talking about he don't like black women, but you, we don't even want you. You don't have nothing that we want. We don't want you. So you ain't got to worry about us being mad or nothing. We ain't mad at you, child. That all of the racially ambiguous women, all of the whatever you want to call them, exotic women, they can have you. As a matter of fact, I will help them come and pack up all your stuff and take you. We giving you to them. They can have you. And then when they take all your money, don't you say nothing. Because see, right now, y'all, you're putting your foot in your mouth when you talk about black women. This ain't the time for you to be on here clowning black women. Somebody will call you to the carpet. This is Black Lives Matter. This ain't the time for that. It's really not. You on here talking crazy. You on here talking reckless about black women, and you think that ain't nobody going. I'm surprised he ain't. He's not trending. But see, he talking about black women. So most people don't care about black women anyway. We gotta take up for ourselves because y'all sure ain't gonna take up for us. But I just want to let 50 Cent know that don't nobody want his ass but them racially ambiguous women. We don't want you, child. It's your funny looking ass. Don't nobody care, honey. RJ Supreme say he is a December baby. I'm a miracle born with imperial features. I'm a page turner, sage burner, Santeria Shangon, December baby. Somebody else told me. Okay, let me talk about this Beyonce thing after. Let me talk about this August Alsina thing for a minute too. So, um, Jada Pinkett Smith has finally come out and said that she is going to be speaking about this whole August Alsina situation on Hey Tina on her show, the Red Table Talk. She said there is some healing to be done. Now I don't know whose healing it is needs to be done, but she did finally come out and say that she was going to speak about this situation. Now, there's three sides to every story. Even Dr. Phil used to say, even a pancake got two sides. Okay? So there's his side, her side, and the truth. And, we're going to get a little bit of all of that because his truth, and this is where we have to start thinking logically. His truth is going to be different from her truth. Everyone's truth is different. No one's truth is the same because how I'm feeling can be true for me, but that may not be your truth. This is my opinion of this whole situation. August Alsina is in his 20s. Jada is in her 40s. Now, I did watch a few of August's videos, and I do see that it looks like he had a troubled past with his mother and father. It doesn't look like he has a relationship at all with his father, because I was looking at one of his videos, and he was asking, I guess, his mom and aunt, did he resemble his dad? Does he look like his dad? And they were saying, yeah, you have a lot of features of your dad, and same kind of quirks and stuff that your father had. I'm not sure if his father is deceased or what their situation is, because I didn't want to dig into it that far, child. But it looks like he had some problems with his mother also. So August Alsina met Jada through their son Jaden. I guess they were friends. He came in, met Jada. She took him under her wing. She saw that he was a bruised child, and I really think that she wanted to help him. A lot of people said that August Alsina had a drug addiction. I know he went through some type of sickness. There's something wrong with his kidney. He did say what his diagnosis was, but I didn't write it down. And he was in the hospital for a long time. He couldn't walk. He had to go through physical therapy and all of this kind of stuff. And I think it also affected his eyesight, where he almost went blind. And so I think during this time, Jada, took him under her wing and tried to help him and kind of, get him straight and, help him career wise also, probably. Now, did some things go on between the two of them? I do think so. But I think what happened is August Alsina fell in love with Jada. She has always said, no matter what goes on between me and Will, divorce is not an option. And I think that's where August messed up at. Some people do believe in open relationships, and if both people in the marriage can deal with that situation, and they have sat down and they have talked about, okay, we can see other people, we can have sex with other people as long as we're both being careful. All of that stuff has been worked out, but we're not going to leave each other. We're not going to divorce. And I think that is what happened to August Alsina. He fell in love with Jada, and he, in his mind, he thought that he was going to be able to pull her from Will. And when she, started to get the the understanding, okay, this he doing too much. Let me let you go. And she let him go for real. And then he turned into a lover scorn. That's what I'm getting from this whole situation. He fell in love with her. He could not have her because she was not going to leave her husband. And he wanted to tell the world, which shows his level of maturity. Because if you go into that relationship knowing, and I'm pretty sure Jada told him from the gate, we doing this, but I'm not leaving Will. We're having fun. And that's it. And I think it just got to the point where he really fell in love with her because he said some things on the podcast interview that he did. He was basically like, I could die right now, knowing I have given myself totally to a woman. Like I was really in love. And I knew then, okay, this you got that lover scorned um situation. It's a lover scorned vibe that I'm getting from him. I'm really getting, I loved her. She helped me. She's such a beautiful person. And it does really seem like they kind of resonate on the same level because he talks in metaphors just like she does. She's one of those deep, sultry talking, you know, I got that kind of love that transcends the oceans. It's deeper than water. It's wetter. And he had that August Alsina has that same, type of tone and inflection in his voice, and he seems deep. And I can see the two of them connecting on a spiritual and intellectual level, somewhat like Tupac. He kind of reminds me of a kind of modern day, but not as gangster Tupac. But a lot of that gangster that Tupac was for the audience, I don't believe he was for his friends. Because we don't have to put on for our friends, for people that are really close to us. We can be ourselves. And Tupac and Jada had a very interesting relationship. Interesting to the point where even Will Smith said at one point he was slightly intimidated by Tupac and they kind of didn't, really hit it off. So I really believe that August kind of had that same um, feeling or that same depth and was able to, speak to her on a spiritual level, and their situation just kind of got out of hand. And, she wanted to nip it in the bud, you know, and he didn't want that. Shelby said he also said that Jada told him multiple times that he reminds her. He reminds me of Tupac also. Just a um not as hard Tupac. And you would think that I do think that those are the type of men that Jada Jada is interested in. August probably wanted Jada to. Yeah, I really do believe that that was the problem. He thought that Jada was going to leave Will for him. He thought that they had got this connection, and they probably did have a connection. But I really do believe that the whole time Jada was probably telling him, I'm not leaving my husband. I do not believe that Jada ever told August that she was going to leave Will. I don't believe that. And I just think that he felt like, oh yeah, I didn't put it on her, you know, I didn't put it on her. Yeah, God dog it. Yes, that's what I want you to do. Um, I believe. Why is it not doing it? I believe that he really thought that I didn't put it on her, and he is gone. She gonna leave Will for me. And when he found out that she wasn't, his ego got bruised, and he decided to talk, which he shouldn't have. If Jada didn't talk about it, I think that was one of those situations that she wasn't going to talk about. I don't think she planned on talking about that. I really don't. And I don't think he should have talked about it. I don't understand why, when you're in a situation like that, why did they not sign a non disclosure agreement? Because you're just not going to get on here and be telling all my business. I mean, I did notice that in the um in the interview, he never, you know, talked about them being intimate. Like he never really said anything graphic or sexual or anything about her. But it's implied. It's implied. So, hey, Reese's piece. It's implied. I I feel for it, August. I really do, because it really does look like he really liked her. Like he really loved her. And with him being in his 20s and Jada being in her late 40s, was he looking at her as like a mother figure plus? Because a lot of men, especially when they come from broken homes, or they come from homes where they didn't have a good relationship with their mothers or grandmothers or women in the family unit, they do look for the person that they're in the relationship with to be more than a sexual partner. A lot of these men do be out here looking at us like we they mama. I'm not your mama. I'm not about to act like your mama. I'm not going to be your mama. And I don't even want those qualities in a man. I don't want a man that's looking at me like his mama. If you didn't get all of those things that you should have gotten from your mama, then you need to go down to the therapy place and talk to you a good therapist so she can help you work out those situations, the things that you didn't get from your mama, because you can't get them from me. I can only be your wife or your girlfriend or your fiance or whatever. I can't be that and your mama. I don't want to be that, and I ain't gonna be that. I'm not. I can't. And women, we can't do that. Stop trying to raise these men. Okay? You when you get a man, you are not running a build a bear workshop. So stop getting these men, trying to put them back together. Have you ever been to a build a bear, gotten one of those build a bears? When you go there, you basically, you tell them which bear you want, and it's just a shell. It's just the outside. So you tell them what animal you want. They put the stuffing in there. That they can make it scented. They even have these little things where you can record your voice. Then after you put the stuffing in, you can tell them how fat you want it, how skinny you want it, the whole thing. They put the stuffing in, they sew it up. Then you can pick an outfit. No, we are not Build a Bear workshops. When these men come to you, they need to already be put together. Stop trying to raise these men, fix them, put them together, feed them, fatten them up, for them to turn around and talk about you like a dog and say that you're not exotic. No, I'm not raising nobody's son. When he comes to me, he better already be put together. I don't have the energy or the patience to run no build a man workshop. But I think Jada is into that. I think that's her thing. She one of them people that like to fix things, that like to, collect men and try to fix them and try to get them spiritual and whole and all of that kind of. No, girl. Mm-mm. I'll fix you. If you paying me, I will fix you for somebody else. But I don't want to be with somebody that I'm trying to fix. I have to fix. I gotta put you together. Like, I don't even like IKEA. When I get furniture, I want it to already be put together. I don't even like IKEA. I don't want to go to the store and get something and have to put it together. All this stuff that comes in boxes with 500 screws and instructions in English, French, Spanish, all these different languages in the fine print and all. I don't like that. So I'm definitely not gonna do it for no man. I need you to already be whole when you get into a relationship with me. Okay. And that's one of the things. I'm sorry. Cougars, when we messing with these young men, we only messing with you for one reason. We know that mentally and spiritually, 9 times out of 10. Okay, so I'm gonna give you eight. You're not on the same level with us. Okay, you're not. So I'm sorry. August Alsina was not on the same mental and spiritual level as Jada. He had not had the life experience that she's had. She was already married. And some people are saying, well, if she's married, she shouldn't have been messing. Marriages are different. Marriage is a complicated thing. And some people, have worked the situation out because people are saying that Will has his girlfriend and, he does his thing and Jada does her thing, but they stay together. I'm married. I don't play that. I don't see nobody else. My husband don't see nobody else. We sleep together every night. You got to be home from work at a certain time. If you're not, I'm wondering why. Because my husband is one of those type of people. He has a certain routine. He gets off work, he calls or texts and say, "Hey, I'm on my way." Sometimes he'll stop off at the store, a little convenience store. You want something from the store? So I expect him to act a certain way. If he acts outside of that, then I feel like it's something wrong. We don't allow anyone else into our relationship. When I stood in front of that judge and got married, I married you. You was the one I wanted. I don't want nobody else. So we don't play that. But this is where we have to be open minded. There are people that do. There are couples that have come together and decided that, hey, I love you, but variety is the spice of life. And see, the only variety that I like is food. When it comes to my man, I don't want no variety. I want you. I'm used to you. I get up every morning. I want to see you. I done got used to the way you smell and all that kind of stuff. I can deal with you. I don't want to deal with nobody else. But some people, you know, feel like they can deal with more than one person and we can stay together, and they have come together and they have agreed upon that, and it shouldn't be a problem for them if they have agreed upon it. It's a problem when you cheat and lie and be deceitful. That's where the problem starts to come in. And I don't have a problem with what anybody, you know, does in their marriage. I don't care. I don't care who, a lot of people think that Will Smith is, with a man and he's doing this and he's bisexual and I don't care. I don't care who Will Smith, I don't care if he sleeps with a man. I don't care. I just don't want him to sleep with kids or, do things that are illegal, with animals or something like, that's the only time that I would be like, okay, something ain't right here. But him sleeping with a man or, you know, him having another woman in their relationship, as long as his wife don't care, why should I care? Why? Why should I care? Jada don't care. So why should I? That's what we have to start doing. Is not caring. We can see it and talk about it, but not take it serious. We ain't got to deal with that. If he messing with another man, it ain't affecting my relationship. My man ain't. So why should I care what somebody else man doing? I don't care. He can have as many affairs as he want, and so can Jada. She can be with August. She can be with Tupac. She could be with Nelly. I don't care who she with, cause it don't affect me. It ain't gonna stop what I'm doing. We can see these things that are happening to celebrities and not get caught up in who cares. Okay, stop caring about these people so much. It's interesting to talk about. We can talk about it, but let's not um let that stuff get into our system and really affect us. Okay. So the thing with Beyonce, so the trailer Black is King is out. So a lot of people are watching the trailer. And so I was looking at some of the comments under the trailer. And if you haven't seen the trailer, I can't really say, I can't really put my finger on it because the trailer is so busy. It looks like Africa, it looks like voodoo, it looks like Beyonce looks like in one part of the trailer she looks like she's possessed maybe. She's talking about the ancestors. It's the trailer is so much, is so busy that when this comes out, it's going to be a lot to decipher. Like, it's going to be one of those things where we're going to be talking about it for a long time. But the comments, so African people, and when I say African people, I'm not talking about us as Americans. I'm talking about people from Africa, the continent, the diaspora, are upset. They mad, y'all. They big ass mad. You hear me? One person said, makes a movie based on African culture and doesn't make it accessible to Africa. Double standards much? So I guess because this is being put on by Disney Plus, I guess in Africa they can't get Disney Plus and they mad. Someone said, "What nonsense? Why do you think we dress like this in Africa? Y'all never been to Africa for a year and you think you know all about Africa. Like, y'all Africans really out here mad at us? Like, y'all don't like us?" And then, of course, it's the Christians who are extremely upset because they're saying that the production looks like witchcraft. It does have like some voodoo undertones. It's the you have to look. Of course, I cannot show it on my channel. You will have to go and look at the trailer for yourself. I mean, people are saying that, of course, Beyonce is just doing this for money. Um, Someone says straight up witchcraft. The only king is Jesus Christ, and every knee will bow. Someone said, "Miss me with this demonic mess, all in the name of African culture." So, Africa does have a very large population of Christians. There are a lot of Christians and a lot of Muslims in Africa. A lot of them believe that the Yoruba tradition is the old way, or it's one of the older religions. And so they have in Africa also been brainwashed to believe that Christianity is the true religion. So this person says, "I'm African and this doesn't sit right with me. My first reason is that Africa or being black isn't a trend or aesthetic, and Beyonce is making it seem like it. Now, the title Black is King is going to cause a lot of controversy, and people are not going to be happy about it. My last reason is, why does this feel demonic, satanic in a way? Like it's weird. And Disney Plus isn't even available in most African countries. So make it available there. And I don't trust Disney to handle this project. Netflix would have been much better. Remember this coming from a black person. I mean, they are super mad. The African people are really mad. And I'm really surprised that, but I'm not surprised because a lot of African people don't like Americans. They don't like African Americans. They don't like Americans, period. And I think a lot of it stems from internalized hatred and jealousy of Americans. You know, this is a very interesting project for American African Americans to look at religion in a different way. And Beyonce, being who she is, being the celebrity that she is, and garnering such a large following and starting to, speak on religion and speak on the ancestors in a, you know, under roundabout kind of way. Like we're suspecting certain things, but it kind of looks like this, she's just gonna come out and say who she is. That's what it looks like in this, because she even has the baby, one of the babies in in this, in the trailer. So I'm pretty sure the baby, all of the, it looks like Blue Ivy is in it too. So it looks like the kids are going to be in it. I can't remember if Jay-Z is in it or not. But I mean, they out here big mad. And come on, y'all. Y'all mad because you can't get it? Because you ain't got Disney Plus out there? Or you just mad and hating on us because we're Americans and, what is it? You mad because the Americans are waking up and going back to a religion that you have even been brainwashed, you in Africa, and don't and ain't participating. So what is it? And I ain't got no African friends right now. I used to have a lot of African friends, and they did. Some of them would tell me that African people, they don't like us. They consider us lazy, and a lot of the African women, y'all just hating. That's a lot of that. Y'all just hating. RJ Supreme said, a friend of the family from Cameroon gave me a disapproving look when I told her I had a black fiance. She said I should have any other girl but a black American. The hate is real. The hate is real. Like I dated this Ethiopian guy when I was in my 30s. I dated him for a very short period of time because he didn't want to tell his family that his girlfriend was African American. Like he wanted me to try to lie and tell his family that I was from Cameroon because he said that's what I look like. I'm like, I don't have no. So what am I supposed to do? When I go around your family, I'm supposed to be mute. These people are going to be able to hear in my tone that I am strictly American. I can't fake that. Then he didn't want me to meet his family. No, you're not about to hide me in no corner because your family got a problem with Americans. So we quickly broke up, child. I can't be dealing with that. You not about to hide me, child? No. Are you crazy? Because he was Ethiopian. Then you need to go and get you an Ethiopian woman. But see, the thing was, he wasn't attracted to Ethiopian women. He was attracted to Americans. But his family definitely didn't want him to be with an American woman. So I'm not about to be out here trying to pretend like I'm from the Cameroon. Are you crazy? I don't speak a lick of I don't have an African do you see these dreadlocks? What am I supposed to do with my hair? You crazy. So, honey, I let that go real quick. Oh, Lady Hathor said, you know Beyonce is a witch. No, you didn't, girl. Beyonce Beyonce is not a witch. Okay. If Beyonce is a witch, Beyonce is the same type of witch that I am. Beyonce is not a witch like burn at the stake, Salem witch, them type of witches. Beyonce is Oshun. If anything, she a Oshun witch. Not the type of Salem witch hunt type witches, not like that. I'm not about to put that on her because I don't see Beyonce as that. I see Beyonce as someone that practices one of these traditional African religions. I don't know what it is. It could be the Yoruba tradition, it could be Ifa. There are so many different um religions under that African traditional African religion umbrella. So I can't pinpoint which one she is. She could be doing voodoo. She could be doing a whole bunch of stuff. Who knows? She could be doing Palo. She could be doing Santeria. We have no idea what she's doing until she comes out and says, I am a Ifa priestess, or, I'm a child of Oshun, I'm a child of Yemiya, or, whatever. We're going to be speculating until she comes out and says what she is. Cindy said, I don't believe the Salem. What I do, I believe that, that these women were um, killed, that witches were killed back in the day. That stuff was real. But I don't believe that they were bad people. I just believe that they were, women like myself that wanted to work with the earth and wanted to work with herbs, and people just got scared and wanted to kill them because they didn't understand their power. So I believe that all of these women were slaughtered during that time. As a matter of fact, I had started watching a movie on YouTube about the Salem witch trials. As a matter of fact, I might go back and watch that. QB said, right, her family from Louisiana. So it could be voodoo. It could be voodoo. It could be voodoo. We ain't gonna know until she comes out, because in the video, the all white, the women, like there's a part in the trailer with women in all white, head cover. That could be anything. That could be Santeria, that could be voodoo, that could be anything. Um she could work with the Loa, she could work with the Orisha. I don't know what this woman is doing until she comes out and says what it is. It is sad that Africans accept us Afro Caribbeans more than their fellow blacks in America. Yeah, I don't understand. Um, I don't know. Like, I really don't understand what it is with um, Africans, their hatred for us, and their non acceptance of us as their, brothers and sisters. I don't get it. Kay said, I like the fact that she keeps her spirituality to herself and keep people guessing. I think that's amazing when you can separate the two. Some things are just not for the public to know. Now, I agree with you there. But I think that this, her letting people know, would bring more people to the religion. And I really do think that a lot of these younger people are looking for something. And they may not be able to get it from me, but they could get it from her. You know what I mean? She is in a position where she may be able to help people. You can't receive it from me. A lot of the younger people, they don't want to they don't want to listen to me because I remind them too much of their grandma or their auntie, and I don't want to hear it. You talk too much. You remind me of my auntie. My auntie and my grandma, they talk too much, and I don't want to hear it because they know that I'm telling the truth and the truth hurts. Where they may be able to hear it from her because they look up to her. They idolize her. Whether we want to accept it or not, Beyonce has been put on a pedestal by these young people and they look up to her. And if she can give them something that can help them, because having a connection to your ancestors and learning that this is not something that you have to fear. And if I can see, oh, well, if Beyonce can do it and it didn't hurt her, she's not dead, or the spirits didn't come and attack her and claw her eyes out, then maybe it can help me. Now, in that sense, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But just just a regular person, yeah, I don't think that you should have to tell people, what you're into and all of that kind of stuff. I think that if someone would ask her probably in an interview or something like that, then I probably would want. I don't know. It depends on who the interviewer was and how this whole thing was set up. Like if it was something that she was doing, like some type of documentary that she was doing, and she could put it out in a positive way and not make it seem scary and voodoo-ish, not voodoo-ish, but how witchcraft, well, voodoo has a negative connotation, like witchcraft and voodoo, they all have this, dark shadow and negative connotation set around it. But if she can, make it seem positive and, make people understand that your ancestors are not here to scare you and they're not going to be jumping out from under your bed at night, and this is not a spooky, type situation, then yeah, I'm all for her, being able to come out and share her experience. People have the tendency to want to belong to something, but true spirituality comes from within. I believe that Almighty God leads you where you need to be spiritually. Yeah. But sometimes I believe that, we need a little nudge sometimes in the right direction. We need, someone to kind of help guide us. That's why, there's a such thing as a sheep herder, or sheep, a sheepdog. A sheepdog, he the dog, he's trained to go out and get the scragglers and help them um come with the rest of the herd. And that's supposedly what Jesus, ain't he the good shepherd? He's supposed to be the one that will leave the 99 to go and get that one that is astray and bring him back. Sometimes we need somebody to help move us in the right direction. And I think right now, a lot of these younger people, like, we are straying away from the church. And when I say the church, I mean organized religion. We straying away from that. That's no longer bringing young people in like it used to. Now, when I was young in the 70s and in the 80s, church was popping. Okay, my church was full of young people. But you go to the majority of these churches now, ain't no young people there. The people at church now is the old folks. They the only ones there. Is you're gonna be hard pressed to find a church full of young people, that are really active. Like, they may be in a choir, they may want to sing, they may be musicians and that kind of stuff. But after that, that's it. Like, you don't go to churches now and see like a lot of kids on the usher board and a lot of kids in the choir. When I was growing up, we had the little kids choir, we had the teenager choir, we had the mass choir. We had the little kids on the usher board. We had the youth and young adult usher board. Then they had the old folks on the usher board. You don't have that now. So if Beyonce can come in and give these kids or young people something that they can connect to, more power to her. More power to her. Because there is a disconnect right now when it comes to spirituality. There is a huge disconnect. These kids are out here lost because they're not connected to nothing. They're not connected to the source. They don't know what to do, so they just running around out here doing nothing. And I believe that if Beyonce can plant a seed, she can plant a seed, and the ancestors can come through and water it. These young people will start to make a change. You know, yesterday, was it yesterday? No, 4th of July. 4th of July, um, I saw a group. I'm not really sure what they're called, but they were all African Americans. It was men and women showed up in, what is it? Stone Mountain in Georgia, at the birthplace of the KKK, with guns, because they had heard about that threat that I told you guys about on the 4th of July. They heard about that. And so they showed up at the KKK headquarters. They were all strapped. and they were like, "We're here." I told you guys that something is brewing. So please don't stop your prayers. When I saw that, I was like, okay, this is real. We are living in a time now where Black people are tired of being mistreated. And if we don't be careful, there's going to be a race war. I saw a young man, there is a video circulating on Facebook on the 4th of July. Um, a group of white men attempted to lynch a black man. He got into a verbal altercation. He said they grabbed him, threw him up against a tree, and I think this was in North Carolina. Threw him. The video is circulating on Facebook. I do have the video. I don't want to play it because it's a lot of cursing um, in the video. But there is he did do an interview with um, and I'm thinking that other news outlets are probably trying to get him to do an interview about the situation. I'm looking for the video now so I can tell you guys so you can go and watch it. Did I save it to my Facebook? But anyway, he got into an altercation with some white guys, and he said they pushed him up against a tree, and I guess were trying to lynch him. And some other people stepped in and stopped it. It was in Bloomington, Indiana. So this is I'm about to show you guys the YouTube video. Make sure I turn the sound off. The name of the video is Black Man Almost a Victim of Lynching in Bloomington, Indiana. So that's the video. So look that video up and listen to it. The guy is talking about what happened, um, how some people were able to step in and stop it, but before it was stopped, um, he had suffered, he said, a concussion. They pulled some of his hair out, and he had like bruises and contusions. So apparently they were hitting him and everything. So we got to be careful, y'all, especially people in these um, southern states where people are racist and crazy because where these Confederate flags and Confederate statues are coming down and laws are being changed, these people are extremely upset and they are becoming volatile about it. So you have to be careful, seriously careful. Like, this is not a time to be like kikiing and hee and ha-haing with white folks that you don't know. Trust nobody. The other day, the weirdest thing happened to me. Like I do have a few people that I have met in groups or whatever that are like on my personal Facebook page. So there's a young lady that I had met in one of the um, arthritis groups that friended me. Oh my God, there's a fire in Crockett. Oh, when I get off here, I'm gonna have to call my husband and make sure he's okay because he drives um out that way. Um, what was I saying? I got so distracted. What was I saying, y'all? I got just that distracted, just that quick. When I looked up and saw fire and saw that it's in this area, I just freaked out. I lost my whole train of thought thinking about my husband. Um, okay, thank you, sweetheart. So there was this lady on Facebook that I had friended from one of the arthritis groups that I'm in. So this weekend, 4th of July night, she sent me a message and was like, Are we cool? Just out of the blue. Are we cool? And I'm like, yeah. Why wouldn't we be? And she was like, well, my my sister-in-law said that my views are totally different, and my family is concerned. Well, what does that have to do with me? Well, I just want to make sure that we're still friends. Why wouldn't we be? It was the weirdest thing, just like out the clear blue, that she would even message me and say something like that. Like, is your family telling you you need to stop being friends with these black people? Why are you friend? Like, did she have some type of weird epiphany? And then she had to come to her one black friend and say, is everything okay? Like, I just thought it was strange to the point where I was just like, you know what? Maybe we not. Because if you had to ask me a question like that, then maybe we ain't. So I just want y'all to be careful, because people right now are like this whole Black Lives Matter situation is making a lot of white people uncomfortable. Like, seriously. They are extremely uncomfortable, and they don't know how to deal with their uncomfortability, if that's a word. And if it's not, it is now. They don't know how to deal with it. And so they are taking it out on us. I mean, to the point where people are trying to cover up like the Black Lives Matter murals. They're saying that, "Oh, I'm tired of seeing that kind of stuff." Oh Lord, somebody got deleted. What happened, y'all? Oh, she said it was an error. People are saying that they're tired of looking at the whole Black Lives Matter murals and stuff that are painted on the street, like here in Martinez, which is only about 20 minutes away from where we live. A woman got into it with some people because she was trying to cover up the Black Lives Matter letters on the street with black paint. So I just want to make sure that everyone understands that The prayers should not stop just because the 4th of July is over. We are going to take that threat very seriously that, um, you know, people are mad and willing to basically do anything to take their anger and frustration out. So don't stop praying, you know, continue to keep that thought in your mind. Continue to pray for the city that you live in, especially people that live in these southern states where, the stuff is going on. And what's weird is I had said, well, California is a little bit more progressive and we're not going to, probably have a lot of the stuff that's going on in some of the more southern states. But shit, these people out here mad too. They out here doing the same thing. Yeah, the city that I live in, I don't think they did it here, but they did it in Richmond, not too far from the police station. Um, it's the big, in big bold yellow letters, Black Lives Matter on the street. So they did it there, and we went through Oakland. It's done there. There's like a lot of murals and stuff. So yeah, just be careful. And y'all pray for California. The looks like we are going into fire season. There are already places that I'm looking at the news now. There are already places that are having fires. There was a fire not too far from where we live last week, which was pretty close to the freeway, where it's always like a lot of dry brush near the freeway and stuff. So the fire was there. I'm looking now, there's a fire not too far from where we live in Crockett. So say a prayer for California. And the winds are high today. That's one of the things that's kind of bad about California. The winds pick up, and these fires can spread really fast. So say a prayer for us that um, we don't have a really bad fire season like we did last year. Like last year was really devastating. Like a whole town in one part of California was basically wiped out. I mean, everything. I'm pretty sure those people are still in the process of rebuilding. Cindy said, I love my neighbors. No one celebrated 4th of July. My street was quiet. I feel bad for my Caucasian. I was really surprised that people was popping firecrackers and stuff over here because this is kind of like it's not a gated community, but you have to basically drive into the subdivision, and it was a little louder than I anticipated it being. It wasn't bad to the point where Gizmo got upset, but it was a little bit more than I thought it was gonna be. But I mean, it wasn't like super duper late, but it was people out here popping fireworks and stuff, and it looked like people were just kind of like doing stuff in their backyards or whatever. It wasn't a lot, but it was more than what I thought. So Um, it wasn't anything like what was going on in Oakland. It was crazy out there. My grandkids sent me some videos of them, with their little fireworks and stuff. So it was interesting. Just, kind of say a prayer for California because it is fire season. And we kind of go through this every year. Thank God I do live in an area that is not, really um, prone to fires. Not around here. But yeah, the winds are um, kind of high today. So whenever there is a fire, it's the potential for it to spread quickly. So I'm going to get off of here and take Gizmo, take this little fella out to use the bathroom and at least stretch his little legs for a little while. He got a new little it's not really a bed. It's kind of a cot type situation. You remember when we were in uh, elementary school? Like we went to daycare when we was little, and we slept on them little cots that you unfold. It's very similar to that. It keeps your dog off the floor, so it's like a little cot and he can get on that and go to sleep. It's just not like he's just laying directly on the floor. So he does kind of seems like he likes it. He got that yesterday. So you can take it outside. He can sit outside and sit on his little cot and just kind of chill out. He's doing much better. Um, he is able to come back in the house by himself. He's much better now than what he was. So he's still taking. I'm still giving him his medicine. Just I've dropped it down to just one pill a day. Um, but he's still on bed rest. He has 4 weeks of bed rest, and bed rest is like no walking with the leash harness on, just walking around. He can walk around in the backyard, but they don't want you to put the leash on him because he is a puller. So, and no jumping, no running, just regular walking, and just basically staying in his crate for a month to really give his back a chance to fully heal. So he's doing much better. He doesn't seem like he's in any pain. He's not as aggressive as he normally is. Like he's not barking every time someone goes in and out of the house like he was. So, he's not fully back 100%, but he's much better than he was. Much better. So tomorrow I go in to get my teeth fixed. Well, the starting of the dental work. So they're gonna do the fillings on the top 3 tomorrow. Then I gotta go back and get one tooth pulled, and then they'll start working on the bottom. So I'm not really sure how I'm going to be feeling after the dental work tomorrow. I'm so happy that, my smile will be back to normal. I hope it comes back. back, okay? Because the I noticed that the TV. So I'm gonna go because I don't know what's going on and the internet tripping. And once the TV be tripping, oh, it just came back on. Once the TV be tripping, this be tripping too. It's windy, so I expect that. So I'm gonna be super happy tomorrow to finally get this stuff worked on, and my smile will be at least halfway back to normal. So I know I got to get one tooth pulled, but she's not going to do that tomorrow. She's going to wait and do that later. So I can see it buffering and stuff. So I'm going to go. I love you guys. And um, yeah, I'm going to get ready for dinner too. I'm hungry. I'm about to go fix me something to eat. So if you guys don't see me tomorrow, you'll know why. Because I went to the dentist. I ain't feel like coming. Okay. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I love you. Bye.